Welcome to Python programming series. Here I will cover everything from fundamental to advanced topics with clear and detailed explanation. I will upload new videos every week, and if you find my videos helpful, please subscribe to my channel and support me. Hi there, welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to talk about the Jupyter and also how to install the Jupyter in our local. As we discussed in the previous lesson, there are different IDEs are there for the Python. IDE stands for the Integrated Development Environment, and we have the PyCharm, Visual Studio Code, Atom, Jupyter, Spider, PyDev for Xlib, by Eclipse, Notepad++, and Sublime Text, and many more. And we have discussed about these IDEs in very detail in the last lesson. Now in this lesson, we're going to see how we can install the Jupyter Notebook. And going forward, we're going to use a Jupyter Notebook to code everything. And going forward, I'll also show you how to use the Visual Studio Code, which is also one of the most popular IDE for the Python. And also it has a very similar functionalities when compared to other IDEs. Okay, now let's get started with the Jupyter. As the name suggested, we have the Jupyter. We can split this name into three parts. JU stands for Julia, PYT stands for Python, and R stands for R language. So altogether, if we combine, and it's a Jupyter. Initially, the Jupyter was designed for three languages, Julia, Python, and R, but now it supports almost all the languages that was there. Let's go to the official website of the Jupyter. And this is the official website of the Jupyter, which is named as the Project Jupyter. And we have the different modes that was there. We can use a Jupyter. Jupyter is most powerful and also is being used by the most of the organizations because it is open source. At the same time, it has the very good functionality like interactive computing, and also good thing is it will work in our web browser. Our web browser will be the IDE. So because of this functionality, and this can be used in the cloud platforms. So whenever we want developers to work on the cloud, and the Jupyter Notebook is one of the options which will be used to code in the cloud platforms. All right, now let's see how we can install the Jupyter. In order to install the Jupyter, what we can use is that we can use the PyPy. PyPy is actually the Python package index, and which is a repository for the software for the Python programming language. In this PyPy, you can find almost all open sources libraries are there, and we can use those libraries or packages, and that can be installed and we can use that. And even the Jupyter that what we see is that we can able to find the Jupyter even in this PyPy. Okay, so this is the current latest version that was available for the Jupyter, and of course the same thing is this, which is the Project Jupyter. And we can use the pip, which stands for package installer for Python, and using this pip we install the Jupyter. But before that, first of all, you can also type the pip and just go there and see that we have the latest release of the pip is a Jan 26, and the current version that we have is the 25. Okay, so before installing any kind of package using pip, it is always recommendable to upgrade the pip. Okay, so first of all, let's see how we can install this. First, let's open my command prompt, and you can type the cmd, and okay, now I'm in the command prompt. In the command prompt, type the following code. First one is that we need to upgrade the pip. The pip stands for package installer for Python. You can check the version, and the current version that I'm having is the latest version, which is the pip 2.25.0. That's what we have seen just now, right? Okay, and for example, if you are not having the current latest version, it's always recommendable to upgrade the pip. In order to upgrade the pip, type the following command, which is python-m pip install --upgrade pip. Generally, the python-m pip install is a common, And this is the argument that we can provide, since I'm already having the Python pip is there with me. And in order to upgrade this, we can use the argument -- upgrade, and we can provide the what package we want to install here. And here I want to upgrade pip and press enter. In my case, it is already upgraded, so probably it might say the requirement is already satisfied. Okay, so once the requirement is satisfied, the next step is we need to install the Jupyter. In order to install the Jupyter, so what we can do is you can type Jupyter here and see what is the command that generally we're going to use. So you can find something like the pip install Jupyter, and you can use this following command to install the Jupyter. So let me go back, and here let me type the following. So of course, see, we can use the pip install Jupyter. This is also fine, but I highly recommendable to use Python-m and pip install the Jupyter. Now press enter, and this will actually install the Jupyter for you. In my case, I have already installed the Jupyter, and that's why it's saying that requirement is already satisfied. For example, if you're not having the latest version, so let me do one thing. Let me clear the screen. Suppose if at all you want to upgrade the Jupyter, what we can do is we can type the following command, same thing, Python-m pip install --upgrade pip, Jupyter, and press enter. All right, so of course, in my case, I have the Jupyter version 1.0.0, and now I have successfully upgraded to the Jupyter version 1.1.1. I think that's the latest version. Yes. All right, so this is how we can actually upgrade or install the Jupyter. Now, first of all, in order to open the Jupyter, what we need to do is let's open your current working directory. And this is my current working directory. And here you can see that the address bar or the path where the directory is there. In this address bar, type cmd and press enter. The moment you type the cmd and press enter, and there you go, you can see that the path is already set for you. And basically this is for the path where my current working directory is there, and it is already set for you. Okay, so here what you need to do is you need to type the following command, Jupyter and space lab, and press enter. Okay, now the moment you press the Jupyter and lab, it will actually open in the default web browser, and it looks something like this. And here you go, this is how the Jupyter will looks for you. On your left hand side, if you see, you're having some files is already there, so which means that we have already discussed in the previous lesson about this file. So basically, what are the files that was there here, and we can actually see in the left hand side. And since we already discussed about the print statements in the last lesson, and those are the files here. Okay, and now when you look into the main page, and there you can see there is a launcher is there. And at the same time in the launcher, what you see is some notebook, and we also see some console and others. So in the notebook we see like Python 3, in console we see the Python 3 and so on. In others we see some terminal, text file, markdown, Python file, and so on. First, let's look into the console. If you click on this console, and this console is actually similar to the shell that we are currently working on, which is the IDE. So IDLE, what are the Python IDLE that you're seeing here? And something like this. And this is what the IDLE, where you can do the interactive print, something like hello world. Okay, so what are the statements that you're trying to enter here? And this console, or what are the shell that you're saying? And in Jupyter, we call it a console or Python console. And this is also interactive, where you can type anything you want. Let's say here in the bottom you can see there is a cell is there, and which is a code snippet, and you can write the code you want. For example, here what I have to do, I need to type the hello world. Okay, so we have the hello world, and in order to execute this, so you need to type shift enter. So here the hashtag is the comments, so you need to type the shift plus enter, and now the moment you hit the shift plus enter, and here you go, you can see the output that was there. The output is hello world. So the just like the ID, that whatever you're seeing the output, and here you can see the same output. And again, the just like our IDE, something like this, which we can't able to edit this one, and also we can't edit this. Of course, I mean to say, like, you know, you can edit this. For example, you can do some operations or some addition of string, but you cannot execute this again. Okay. So that's very simple about the console, but however, we are not actually using the console in our lecture series. The moreover, we're going to use the beauty is the Jupyter Notebook. Click on this notebook or Python 3, and now you are having the cell is there, and here you can do whatever you want. Let's say this is my hello world, and this is what the print statement I want to do, and again I can edit it again. For example, I can add hello world, and this is what print 2 and print 2 plus 3. You can do whatever you want, like, you know, again you can re-edit it and keep on editing it and keep on adding all those things, and you can simply execute it. For example, this is print 8. So in order to execute this cell, we have to use the shortcut key, which is shift plus enter. This is the shift plus enter. You can edit, and this will execute it and move to the next cell. Or you can click on this play button, that is the play button. You can click on this play button, and this will execute it. Okay, now what I'll do, you can simply save this by hit Control S, and now it will ask you to rename it. Here I want to rename it as print command. Let's say print commands. Okay, commands. And the important thing is that it was actually followed by, it's not the .py, it is different format. It is I, py, nb. Okay, I stands for interactive, py stands for Python, NV stands for notebook, which is interactive Python notebook. Okay, now what we can do, just click on rename and done. Now what we have is that we have the file, the print command .ipynb notebook is there, and this is the notebook that we have. And at the same time, you can also notice that the print commands .ipynb notebook, which is also the file which is created here. Cool, right? So this is how we can install the Jupyter Notebook and start writing the code. In the next lesson, I'm going to explain you the very in-depth concept of print. What I mean to say is that if you click on if you enter the sprint, and the shortcut key is shift tab, which will give you the syntax of this. And what we see is that we have the args, we have SEP, and we have end, and we have file and flush. So now in the next lesson, I'm going to talk about all these details. So what is args, what is SEP, what is end, and what is the \n, which is an escape character. We're going to discuss everything in very detail. I'll see you on that. Until then, happy learning.